What to do while your product is in production. The waiting isn't downtime, it's your most important work. The bags are in production, and I know what it feels like to think, okay, I could just wait. But here's what I've learned. The brands who are ready to move the moment their products arrive, the ones who sell out fast, who launch clean, and who don't scramble. They didn't get lucky. They use this exact window of time differently than everyone else. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing while my bags are in production so that you can do the same. Okay, now before we get into it, if you are building a product-based brand and you want to know all the things that it takes and you want to see how it really works in real life and not just theory, this channel is for you. My name is Giovanna. I'm the owner of Tonē Bekka, a quiet luxury leather bag brand. And I've been documenting every step of this journey, the wins, the losses, the hard parts, the easy part, and everything in between. So hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss any other videos that I post. If any part of this series has helped you, go ahead and tap that like button so that other people that want to go into production can see this video. It only takes 1 second to hit that button. So that all aside, let's get into the 8 things that you can be doing while you're waiting for your bags that are in production. Okay, so this is part 5 of going into production. If you are new here and haven't seen any of these, parts 1 through 4 are going to be linked below. So make sure you watch those after you watch this one. Parts 1 through 4, I covered every decision that you had to make, from inspection to your sample process, to picking out your hardware, to shipping back the sample, to all the decisions that you have to make throughout the production process. Now, this video picks up right after part 4. Now, the biggest mistake that founders can make during this process is pausing like they don't have anything to do, okay? You don't want to do that because there is so much that you can be doing right now. It's not a pause. It's truly a runway, and you better get to walking. It has an end date that you may not be able to fully control, but what you can control is on your side of the equation. And there's a lot that's on your side. Now, I'll be honest about where I'm at right now. When you are waiting, you feel like everything is out of your control. You want to know the timeline, what's going on, where are they at, how many bags have they completed already? Are they still, at the beginning? Are they in the middle? Are they at the end? You have all these different things going on in your mind, and you want to just sit there because you're like, what should I be doing? And it's a temptation that you really just want to sit there and watch the calendar. Like they said, okay, it's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks for these bags to be done. And you're like, okay, it's been week 1, it's been week 2. When is it going to be the end? I feel like nothing is moving because the physical product isn't in your hands. I understand that. But this list of things that you need to be doing during this time, this waiting period, is what will snap you out of it real quick. Think of it this way. You have a fixed window of time before your product arrives. And what you do during this period of time will determine whether your launch succeeds or whether it flops, okay? Let's make sure that we set ourselves up during this period for the launch to succeed. So here are the 8 things I'm working on right now, and these are the things that you should work on too during this period. So number 1, your website needs to be launch ready, okay? What does launch ready mean? You don't want to do this when your product arrives, okay? Because once that shipment arrives, you want to be shipping out orders and not fixing things on your website. Launch ready does not mean that your website is up. What launch ready means is your product descriptions are already on the site. Your photography is planned and scheduled or already done using your sample. Shipment policy now reflects your real timeline because remember, you're not in pre-order anymore. Now it's the product is in, it ships out in 24 to 48 hours. That needs to be stated on your website. Your FAQ answers the questions that people are going to start asking you now at this stage of the business. And you also want to make sure checkout flow has been tested by someone other than yourself. So if you already have your pre-order page on your website and live like I do, then you want to transition that to a live sale page when the inventory will arrive. So you need to think about what changes. The lead time, the messaging, language, the payment processing. You want to plan all of those transitions now so it's a 5-minute update up instead of a 3-hour, change that you have to make and figure out once your product is already here. Remember, your website is your 24/7 salesperson. If things are not right on the website and if it's not ready to sell, then you are leaving money on the table. Okay, so now your website is handled. Let's talk about the most valuable asset that you will build as a brand. This is number 2, your email list. Your email list is more important than how many YouTube subscribers you have, how many Instagram followers you have. Your email list is what is yours to keep. Nobody can take your email list away from you. Instagram can crash, YouTube can have issues, but your email list is yours forever. You want to cultivate it, you want to build it, you want to nurture your email list, okay? So if you already have a list of people who you've been talking to, communicating to throughout the pre-order process, you want to continue to talk to them. You want to also constantly be bringing awareness to your brand so that new people are always subscribing to your sites. So if you don't have an email list now, this is the time to build it and to get it started. You can choose one, whether it be Klaviyo, whether it be MailChimp, or there's another one, Flowdesk. I use Klaviyo. It's amazing. I recommend that one. But find a platform and start building that list now. All you have to do is set up a simple form, put it on your website so that it's a pop-up or it's down at the bottom. You may ask at the bottom of the page. I would have it in multiple different places because as people are moving about your website, they can see it. And the number one thing is start driving people to it. Even a list of 200 dedicated people who are interested in your product launch is better than 10,000 subscribers and will outperform 10,000 followers at launch. Now, if you already have a list, and especially your pre-order people, you want to be communicating with them. You want to be giving them updates. You want to be cultivating them and what's going on behind the scenes. You want to give them updates, not sales pitch emails or anything like that. You want to give them updates of behind the scenes, where you are with things. Let them feel like insiders because they are, and they deserve to know what is going on because they've already paid you. They've already invested in what you are doing, so you want to keep them at the forefront of what's going on. Other thing is you want to check your welcome sequence. You want to make sure that this is automated. Are people getting your brand story? Are people having a welcome email? Are people being introduced to you? Do people have an expectation of what is to come? All of these things is a journey that people can be going through the email process while you're waiting for your products to be made. If someone joins your list today, what are they experiencing? Make sure that the answers to that question are intentional. Founders who launched to crickets are the ones who waited to communicate with their audience on launch day. You don't want to be that because there will be no sales when you do that. Got the list? Now let's fill it with content that makes people stay. Now, number 3, create your launch content now. If you have your sample bag and your sample product, then go ahead, take pictures, shoot lifestyle images, start gathering all of that stuff so when you launch, you're ready to go. Because it's going to be very overwhelming to sit there and try to launch content, create content, and fulfill orders at the same time. It's going to be too much. So shoot the content right now while you have the peace of mind and the bandwidth to be able to do it and focus on it. Okay. So what are some of the things that you can launch right now? You can do your launch video. You can do the announcement. You could create the reel around it, script it, shoot it, edit it, have it ready to go the moment that product arrives so that you can put it out. Product lifestyle photos. You can shoot these with your sample if you have it. Your pre-production sample is a content asset, so use it. Now, for those who are watching this whole series in advance and you haven't even gotten to this point, before, because I had to send my sample back, they needed to keep my sample and use it because there were some tweaks that we had to make. So if this is you and you haven't even got to that point, if you are going to have to send your sample back, then I would say before you even do that, start thinking ahead and shooting this content while you have the sample bag. Get as much done as you can content-wise while you have it. Your launch week social media posts. Write the scripts, shoot the content, get it scheduled so that it's ready to go. Your launch email sequence. It's here, it's ready, it's almost sold out. You're about to miss out. Here's your last chance. Write all of those emails now. If you want to do a countdown of, I got 50% left, we're sold out of this color, all of those emails, start writing them now. And any press outreach or influencers that you want to reach out to, I would start reaching out to them, sending those messages, creating those drafts already right now. I would identify those contacts and start writing those drafts to send out those messages. Now, if you have to wait till your product comes, if you are in a position where you have your pre-orders and you haven't sold all of the products that you're pre-ordering, if you want to get all the bags in and then send your pre-orders out to the people who have pre-ordered and then shoot your content with all of your product, which is something I'm going to have to do. The reason why I'm going to have to do this is because when I got the sample in one color, but I have 3 colorways going. So when I get my bags, I'm going to have to shoot content for those other 2 colorways that are coming in. But the people that pre-ordered already, their bags are going to ship out immediately, soon as it comes. Now, with this in mind, you need to have your photographer booked. A good photographer, most likely, they're booked out. Okay, you want to make sure that you can get on their schedule. You don't want to be last minute like calling somebody up, hey, can you shoot my product tomorrow? And they're like, I'm booked, I'm busy. You don't want to have to do that. If you are selling a product, especially one that's at a high price point, you want to make sure that you are not rushing anything. You want to make sure that you have your plan, you have your visuals, you've talked it over with the photographer. They already know what your idea is so that everything is ready to go. You don't want to be rushing anything out because rush content will be able to be seen. That people will know when it's rushed. If you have a luxury brand, you want it to look like luxury. You want it to feel like everything, every aspect of it is thought out and all the way thought through. So give yourself time. Now your content is ready to go. Let's make sure that operations is ready to go with it. This is number 4, your fulfillment process. When those bags arrive, what happens next? If you don't have the answer to those questions, this segment of the video is for you. Are you self-fulfilling your orders from home or are you using third-party fulfillment center? You want to figure all that stuff out now. You want to set it up if that's going to be the case. Or if you're going to do like 50-50 or half and half, you want to have everything ready to go when that comes. Because you don't want to be sitting there and have 50, 100 bags sitting on your dining room table and you're like, okay, how am I going to get all this stuff out? Do you have all your packaging? Do you have your boxes? Do you have your hang tags? Do you have your tissue paper? Do you have your ribbons? Did I miss anything? Do you have your dust bags? Do you have your inserts? Is everything all in one place? Is it ready to go? You want to have all of these things ready. You don't want to sit there and have to be trying to figure out packaging and get it customized after your product has already arrived. You want to actually have all of your packaging already at your office, at your studio, whatever the case. You want to have it there before your production products get to you. And we talked about packaging in an earlier video. You can find that link in the description below. Now, is your platform automatically set up to track inventory, to send confirmation emails, and generate shipping labels? You want to test all of this from end to end before you launch. Place a test order. See exactly what the customer is seeing from beginning to end, and anything that doesn't look right, that seems off, that you want to tweak. Now is the time to be able to tweak those things during this period. The goal is simple. Bags arrive, you start shipping them out in 24 to 48 hours. It feels impossible now, but use this time to make all of that possible. Now your operations is ready. Let's talk about the unsexy stuff that can make or break your business. This is number 5. I know it's not the fun stuff, but stay with me because it definitely matters. Use this time to get your business structure in order. This is the back end work that doesn't seem urgent until it actually is. Your accounting and bookkeeping. Do you have a system that tracks your cost of goods, your order revenue, and expenses? You need to know your numbers before you launch, not afterwards. And you really should have this figured out if you did pre-orders. And then your inventory tracking. How will you manage the bags as they come, the ones that are pre-sold, whatever units you already have on, your returns and your exchange policy. You want to have this figured out and on your website under FAQs, anywhere that people will ask questions. You want to have this already figured out because people are already going to know, especially if it's a new product they've never purchased before and a new brand that they're not familiar with. They're going to want to know, if this doesn't work out, if this isn't to my liking, what can I do to return it? Am I going to be able to return it? In your business banking, you do not want to mingle your business and your personal funds. It's not going to be good for business if you do so. So you want to make sure that those are separate. If this is your first time being in business, you need to get this set up. If this isn't your first time like me, if you've been producing on your own and you're just now going into manufacturing, this is something that you should already have done. And a lot of these things, whether it's building your website and all of those things, if you've already been creating and producing a product and having a viable business, these are things that should already be done. So all of these things, like some of these things on this list, you won't even have to worry about if you've already been in business and if you've been doing it the right way. I know this isn't glamorous, but any business owner, founder who has been successful, they will tell you that the back end work is what makes the front end work look glamorous. Now your infrastructure is solid. Now let's talk about what your audience should be feeling right now. Now this is number 6. Your audience should be feeling like something exciting is happening. They just can't wait. They're on pins and needles with you. This should not be vague stuff that you're talking about. You should be telling them what is actually going on. Specific, personal, and real. So what do you post during production? Manufacturer updates, behind the scenes of packaging arriving and what it looks like, getting the people excited for what's to come, showing them the prep work, showing them at your computer working, figuring out, maybe being on phone calls, talking to, the manufacturer and talking into different people, Zoom calls, capturing those moments, lifestyle photos of styling content shot with your sample product. Countdowns and milestones as you get closer to your ship date. You can also do spotlights of your pre-order customers if you want to. You can thank them publicly and let them know, I appreciate you for believing in my brand. Make them feel seen and let them know how much you appreciate them and how much you're glad that they are rocking with you beforehand. Trust me, these people really had to believe in you to give you this money before they actually had a product and before they knew when the product was going to come. So they definitely need to feel like they are your VIPs, because they are. Now, you want to make sure that you have transparency without overpromising. If you don't have exact dates, and even sometimes if you do, things happen, shipping delays, especially if anything is coming from overseas, it can get caught up in customs. There's all kind of things that can happen. So you want to be transparent, let the people know what is going on, but do not overpromise, okay? Because that's how people can get caught up, and sometimes that isn't pretty. The brands that build an audience before they launch don't have to fight for people's attention on launch day. The audience is already there. They're already invested. They're already ready to buy. That's what we're building right now. Now, one more thing, and it might be the most important thing that I say in this video. Now, most businesses may skip this process, and this is why I'm saying this. You have to take care of yourself. Don't drive yourself crazy. Getting on something this important with this amount of money invested can be very stressful. Doesn't matter how prepared you are or how much you trust your manufacturer. The uncertainty is real and the weight of it is real. And if you don't acknowledge that, it will show up in your work, your content, your energy in ways that you don't even want. What this looks like in practice, for me, it means staying connected to the parts that I can control. The list that I just walked you through. Every time I check something off, I feel less at the mercy of the timeline. It means being honest and transparent with my audience. Communication is definitely key. And it means remembering why you're doing this and why you started in the first place. A lot of you watching this are in your own version of waiting on something, whether that's a product, a decision, a response, or a result. And I just want to say the fact that you're using this time to learn, to prepare, and to build, that's not nothing. That right there is everything. So let's recap the 8 things that we went over in this video that you should be working on while you're waiting on production. 1, reframe the wait. This is the runway, not a pause. 2, get your website, your product pages, all of those things launch ready and ready to go when your product arrives. 3, build and warm your email list up right now. Get them ready and primed and ready to order. 4, batch your launch content in advance so that it's ready to go while you have the time. 5, set up your fulfillment process and test it from end to end to make sure that everything is going to go smoothly. 6, handle your business infrastructure, your accounting, your returns, your banking, your inventory. 7, build public anticipation without overpromising. And 8, take care of yourself. This needs you at your best. This may be stressful. This may be a lot. It may be overwhelming. But take it one bite at a time. Take it one step at a time. Map it out. Plan it out. And just follow along. So your production time is not waiting time. This is building time. And if you've done everything on this list that we've talked about today, you will be ready and in a better prepared situation than a lot of founders are at the beginning. So what do we have next? Hopefully it will be the bags, and we'll talk about the reveal, the open, the inspecting of every single one. You have to have your quality control. That QC is important, and you'll see exactly what the moment looks like unfiltered. Subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you in the next video.